Hey everyone, welcome back or welcome to my channel if you're new here. I'm Jamie and today I wanted to come on and give you a quick review of a new palette that was just released that I just picked up, and it is the Charlotte Tilbury Instant Look in a palette. They always have these as an instant look in a palette, but this is the Instant Look of Love in a palette, and this is the Glowing Beauty version. There were two different versions that she put out, but I decided to pick up the deeper of the two versions. I don't have a really dark skin tone, but it is like a medium, light medium type of skin tone. I do get pretty medium in the summertime, but I thought that this was just the best pick for me. So this is what it looks like on the inside. It was $75. And it was just released, like this was like a first release off of her website. And I think it's gonna be coming back, but this was like, I don't know, just for insider members or something, you were able to get your first hands on it. So I grabbed it right away, and I just wanted to let you guys know what I think about it, because these are pricey. I mean, this is a $75 palette. So if you're interested in learning about my opinions and watching me do a demo with it, then please just keep watching. And if you could consider subscribing to my channel below, I'd really appreciate that. So let's talk about this. So this is really like a sweet color story, I think. When I saw it online, I thought that this was actually going to be darker than it is. I thought that from the pictures, at least compared to the other palette. So I really wonder how light those other eyeshadows are in that other palette. But what's cool about this one and unique to me is they replaced what used to be like a highlighter in here with a face powder. So this is just like their setting powder for the face, which is awesome because that's like a really well-known product for them anyway, and I'm really happy to have that in here. So typically they might put like two blushes here, and then this would be a highlighter, and then that would be how it comes together. So I was gonna actually compare this to the other one that I own. I only own one other instant look in a palette, and this is the gorgeous Glowing Beauty one. And I'll show you swatch comparisons of that one in just a second. But actually, while I'm just talking to you, I'll let you know. So this was actually a highlight in here, and then these are two blushes. It's kind of like how she does the blushes where you have the outside ring, which would be this one, and then this would be like the inner pop color. So anyway, and that's how this one's kind of laid out. This was not my favorite palette. I mean, I think it was my favorite out of all the instant look in a palettes that I had seen to date, but still not really a favorite, and I'll talk about that in the comparison. So anyway, back to this one. So it has these three different eyeshadows. Then it has a cheek, a highlight, so a blush, a highlight, a bronzer, and a face powder all in there. So really this is an instant look in a palette for sure. I have it on, and I'm gonna show you a demo right after I get through with these swatches and a quick comparison. So this really caught my attention right out of the gate, especially for this beautiful shade right there. I don't know, Charlotte Tilbury has a way of doing these toppers, and if you can tell, it has like blue and silver and gold in it. Kind of leans more cool than it does warm, but it has that bronzy color, so that's what makes it look a little bit warmer. So here, let me get my face out of here, but I have to look somehow to show you. So you see how that shimmers? Just so pretty. So it has like silver, but it's got that bronzy base, but it's got like silver and blue in there. Okay, so this is the Brighten eyeshadow shade. This is that middle eyeshadow shade. I think it's called Enhance. And then this is like that Deepen shade. What do they call that? Smoke. And the second one was Enhance. This one's a Smoke. This is the bronzer in the palette. This is the highlighter in the palette. This is the face powder, and this is the blush. So the only really thing I think that doesn't really work for my skin tone in here is this highlighter. This highlighter is a little bit dark for me, but I mean, I see where they were going with it, which isn't a big deal. But look at that glitter shade. So pretty. And I have it on my eyes, and I haven't had any fallout yet. I mean, I've only worn it like a couple hours. I tried it on as soon as I got it. I had it on for a couple hours. I took off my makeup and then I reapplied in the demo. So anyway, let's compare it to that other the other palette I was showing you. So the other palette, this was the enhanced shade. This was, or no, this is the brighten. This is the enhanced. This is the smoke. This was the highlighter. It's very subtle highlighter, but it is a highlighter. This was the pop shade. This is the blush shade. This is the bronzer shade. So I just kind of wanted to do a quick comparison because some of this is pretty similar. I think what's really different is just like this shade in the middle. And this is the shade I have the biggest problem with in this palette. It's like, I don't really get it. I don't understand why they would do that. It's like a dark shade and then like a dark shade and a light shade. I don't understand. Really, I just never really understood that. So, you know, if you kind of replace that with the shimmer shade, I don't know. I feel like it's pretty similar. The blush is a little bit deeper in the new palette. And the highlight is definitely darker in the new palette. But there is a lot of similarity there to me. Anyway, just letting you know in case you already have this palette, then you might not need this palette. But I mean, I really like it. I'm happy to have the powder and then that beautiful lid shade. So anyway, so those are my initial thoughts. Like I said, this is 75. This is still 75, I think, as well. I think this one is still available on their website. When it comes to packaging, it's really weighty and nice. It has like this heart and this kind of like shooting beams heart. And it has this nice packaging. It's got a very nice mirror in it. It's weighty and it's hefty. And this one was plastic. This one feels like a little bit more metal plastic. I don't know. And when it comes to like this new one is a little slightly wider than the old one. I don't know if you can tell, but anyway, super duper close. And I think all in all, I'm pretty sure you get the same amount of products. Yep, the same amount of product in both of these. So anyway, let's get into the demo and then you'll get my final thoughts at the end, but just a little, you know, snapshot of final thoughts. I really like this palette and I think it's cute. It just depends, you know, what you're looking for and how much money you want to spend. This is kind of pricey. I definitely recommend trying to get that discount. Actually, if you message me below, I'll give you a referral code. I'll put it in the description box. And if you use that, you get a discount and I get a discount moving forward. So anyway, if you want to have a discount, then just use that code. So let's get into the demo. So let's jump into applying this. So first I'm gonna I'm actually gonna set my lids with this face powder. I love that this is in here, how convenient, because I'm always searching for a color like this just to set the lid shade, and these palettes never have it, and it's because they only have 3 eyeshadows. That's always like a problem for me. So number one, problem solved. And you know what? I put on my foundation, but I did not, and my concealer, well, I used my foundation as my concealer, and I did not set my under eyes. So what is also really convenient is this is a setting powder. So now I can set my under eyes with it. If I can find my setting powder brush, that's what I was looking for. So here it is right here. I'm gonna go into this and set my under eye. So convenient. And I don't know, I feel like this has got to be, I think it's the setting powder 1, because I have the setting powder 2 and I feel like that one's too dark. So I think this is the Charlotte Tilbury like setting powder 1. So I'm actually gonna set just my under eyes and right where I get a little creasy. Okay, now let's dig in. So the next shade, I'm gonna use this Eye Brighten shade on my lids, which is the #1 in the eye section. It says Brighten on it. I'm sure you can hear maybe my kids in the background. They are quote unquote getting ready for bed, but they are allowed to play games. They're on tablets in their room as they wind down, so my son is getting mad at his game. He's nuts. He's 5, he's silly. Okay, so that is the Brighten shade. That's really pretty. I'm gonna swatch these. I'll probably have swatched them in the intro, so you've already seen them, but right now I'm just actively doing this makeup look. So that is the first shade. Then let's go into the Smoke shade, which is this matte shade #3 in here. And I'm gonna put this in the crease and outer corner. I was actually hoping this shade would be a little bit darker, but I see what's going on here. But I could always use the bronzer as like the crease shade. That's one thing that aggravates me about these little palettes is there's never like a really dark color to complete my eye look. I don't know. I just feel like I need a dark color. So that's looking a little rough right now, but I am gonna go back and blend. I'm gonna go back to that first brush and that first powder shade, and I'm gonna use that to blend out the top. I might have to wipe away the sides. And then I'm gonna go in with a clean brush and just blend more. All right, and now I am going to go in with this really sparkly topper shade. It's the second one in. What is it called? The Enhance shade. And it is just like so glittery. You probably saw it, but let's just see. It just comes off as like a total topper. And just so pretty. It's like has gold and silver and blue and brown. It's really pretty. It's really interesting. Hopefully that's coming across. It's really pretty. All right. So then with this, because I did kind of mess up a little bit on the edges and stuff, what I'm gonna do is take this wipe and I'm gonna come here, clean this up just a little bit on the sides. And take this foundation. I'm using the Kat Von D foundation balm. There should be a review coming up on this in just a little bit, maybe tomorrow. Because I'm just filming this. I actually put it on and started this video and jumped over to this review, and I'm gonna jump back to this one in the end. So I think that this is a good like concealer slash foundation. I'm just touching up a little bit. All right, and since I just put that on, I am gonna go right back in with that face powder. Okay, and then I do want to make the bottom of the eye kind of match to the top, so I'm actually just gonna use the bronzer color in here and finish off the bottom of the eyes. All right, perfect. So now let's go into the face shades in here and let's finish the look. So I'm gonna go in with the bronzer right here. Just this fluffy brush. And you can see, I guess, you know, this is kind of designed for darker skin tones, but I mean, my skin tone is medium light, and I can definitely pull this off. So I'm not sure how well somebody with a really dark skin tone can pull this off, but I mean, I just blend a good bit and use a small amount and I can get away with it. The one thing in here that I see that's I think is gonna be the darkest is the highlighter. That's the one that I feel like doesn't really fit my skin tone. It's a little dark. It's not too bad. I wonder if I could use that brighten, the eye brighten shade as a highlighter. Maybe I'll try it on one cheek. Ooh, I went a little low with the bronzer there. I will blend that out. All right, I'm gonna go back in, clean brush, and blend out my mistakes. Any hard edges. All right, that is blended, and now we're gonna go in with the blush. So I got this little Real Techniques blush brush or some kind of blush brush. Anyway, I'm gonna go into this pop shade right here. And it definitely does pack a punch, but it blends nicely. And it's a little shimmery. It's pretty. And then for the highlight, so I am gonna actually try two of these highlights. So first, I'm gonna try to use this as a highlight. So this is the highlight that's in there, but I know it's a little dark for me. Just slightly dark, but it's okay. It's not that big of a deal. But then just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna go into this eye brighten color and see what that would look like as a highlighter. So let's see. The eye brighten color looks like that, and then the highlighter looks like that. Can you even see those? So they're pretty close. This one just looks a little bit more pink. This one looks a little bit more brown. They're really, really close. It's almost like, well, I have both of those shades in there. Probably could have just dual purposed one of them. But let me continue doing that eye brighten color. So there's eye brighten as a highlight, and there is the highlight. Anyway, okay. So that's probably the one color that I might go outside of the palette for something else. But other than that, that's really the completed look with this. So I did my eyes, I did my face, I did my cheeks, I did my highlight, and let's see, if I did pick one of these highlights and popped it in the inner corner, it's just a little dark. That's the only one thing I would say. But that's it. That is my full face try on. So hopefully this was helpful for you guys. I really think that this is awesome. I like that it's deeper, but it's not too deep. It does have some good, you know, complexion products in here. I love the replacement of the face powder in this spot. And this is just great. I think that this is overall a really great purchase, and I'm so happy that I made this purchase. And let me know if you guys have any questions, just ask them down below and I will answer them for you. And thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.